We come back now to our fallacies of presumption with one last fallacy in the category of fallacies of induction. And then we also in this video move on to the next section, which is fallacies of clarity. And this last fallacy of induction has to do with what we call fake precision. You know, it's interesting in the modern world, we're so focused on science and math and precise numbers, and that can be very important. And very often precision is right. You want to have precision in certain things. But sometimes precision can actually be misleading and actually lead to a fallacy. So when we talk about it as a fallacy, what we're meaning is this. The fallacy of fake precision occurs when either questionable statistics are used or unjustified conclusions are drawn from statistics. Now we take a look at this classroom setting. The teacher says, by 1882, there were 2,127,483 books in America. This shows how important reading has always been and why you must study. The little girl down in the corner, she's thinking, wow, she really knows what she's talking about. But does she? This is an example of fake precision. There's no way that somebody could know that precisely the number of books in America in 1882. The teacher is using the specificity to give the illusion that she really knows what she's talking about, when in fact, that's fake precision. There's no way you could know that. Furthermore, so what? So there were over 2 million books in America. That doesn't necessarily show how important reading has been. That simply shows that there were a lot of books. So the fake precision here is also both in the number and in the drawing of a conclusion that really just isn't warranted from that kind of statistic. Now, another example of this comes in manipulating polls or surveys. For example, this woman comes to the guy's house and she says, why do you think people buy stinko food items? And your choices are A, they taste great, B, they are inexpensive, C, both A and B. And the guy's a little confused there. He says, well, I've never eaten stinko food, but I guess the answer is C. Notice how the survey or the poll was constructed in kind of a manipulative way. The only answers were positive, and it was about what other people think. This guy himself actually has no opinion, or he might have eaten the food and thought it tasted terrible, but the question was, why do you think people would buy this food? And he says, well, I guess reasonably, it's probably both. People think that it tastes great, people think that it's inexpensive, and sure enough, the company then slaps that on their box of cereal, and here it is, stinko cereal. 99% of the people say it tastes great at a great price. So the thing about fake precision, as you can see, it involves the, really the improper use of data. For example, that ridiculous number that the teacher made up about the number of books in America, or manipulating the way you construct a poll or a survey to produce data that really don't support what you're trying to say. Now, in this video, we also go to another category in our fallacies, and this is the category, the fallacies of clarity. And the first fallacy that we want to talk about is the fallacy of equivocation. And I like this one because, once again, this has a Latin root. So equivocation is this word, equivocation, and it's coming from two Latin words. It's coming from the adjective equus, meaning equal, and voco vocare, meaning to name or to call. And the idea behind equivocation is that you are giving equal value to the same word, when in fact that word is really being used maybe in two very different ways. But you're assuming that the ways are equal, and that actually leads to to confusion. Now we're going to see an example in logic, and then we're going to see one of the funniest examples of equivocation in humor. So here's our definition as a fallacy. Equivocation is a fallacy involving an argument in which a key term is ambiguous. Just as we said, we're kind of giving equal voice to a word when in fact a word is used in two different ways or in ambiguous ways. So here's our example of logic. The woman is just screaming, right? She's shaking with anger. No child of mine will ever study logic. Logic is all about arguments, and I will not have arguments in my house. Everyone must talk softly and with a sweet tone of voice. Well, obviously, she's not really doing that herself. But the fallacy here is around the word arguments. Right? The word argument in logic, as we've come to see, is a structured way of presenting something, a structured way of persuading somebody of something. She's confusing that with a sense of argument that is basically a verbal fight, right? When people argue over who gets the last slice of pizza. So she is using two words in very different ways as if they were the same. Now, you may have already seen this, but one of the best examples of equivocation is with the American comic duo Abbott and Costello. And it's their famous Who's on First routine. We're going to take a little look at that, and you can kind of see how this fallacy can actually be quite funny.
For something that they like to hear.
All right, what would they like to hear?
Something different. Now, is there anything special that you would like to hear us do?
Baseball.
No, wait a minute, friends. You don't want to hear that, do you?
Yeah, we got the props for you here. Oh, you came prepared, didn't you?
All set, huh? Well, this is a must. I guess it's a must. We've got to do it. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let me see. That looks all right.
Okay, all
Now,
right.
we'll pretend. All right, I'll take it easy with that. We'll just pretend that we're organizing a baseball team here at the retired actor's home. And I am the manager. Now,
You're going to be the manager of the retired actors baseball team?
yes.
I would like to join the retired actors baseball team.
Oh, you would?
And I would like to know some of the guys' names on the team, so if I want to play with them, I'll know them, and I meet them on the street or in the home here, I can say hello to them.
Oh, sure. But you know they give baseball players nowadays very peculiar names.
I know, a lot of funny names.
You know, like Stinky
Nicknames.
Fields,
Sticky Fields.
Goofy Dan,
Boopy Barber.
Booby Bobber.
I know all those.
Well, let's see now. We have on our team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find
And
out, the guys' names.
And
That's what I want to find out, the guys' names.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
Now, Abby, you
Now-
going to be the manager of the baseball team?
Yes.
You know the guys' names?
Well, I should.
Well, you tell me the guys' names on the baseball
I
team.
say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me.
I'm telling you.
You ain't said nothing yet. Go ahead and tell me.
Who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
You know the guys'
Now-
names on the baseball team?
Yes.
Well, go ahead. Who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, wait a minute,
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's his name.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
That's it. That's his name.
Well, you ain't said nothing. I ain't asked you nothing.
You did.
You know the guy's name on first base?
Sure.
Well, tell me the guy's name on first base.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who is on first, Lou?
What are you asking me for?
Now, don't get excited. I'm saying who.
I'm asking you a simple question. Who's on first?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who? I'm asking you, what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no. What's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Don't mix up my...
I'm not mixing up anybody. Now, what's the guy's name on first base?
Now, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking.
So even though fake precision and equivocation are really from two different categories of fallacies, they both have this in common. You want to be precise, right? And fake precision is going too far in the direction of precision to give the illusion of something that maybe isn't accurate. And equivocation is going the other direction and not being precise enough by using words in an ambiguous sort of way.